What's up, guys? Honanas with you here, bringing you Black Clover anime review, episode 57, titled Infantry. We have a lot to discuss in this episode. It begins with, the narrator telling the story of what happened last episode about why Noelle and Finvo is here and their purpose. And we get the continuation of the discussion. And basically, Zelle's wife, or fiance, Domino, or Domina, however you pronounce it. I was going to say Domino, it's easier, or Domino, something like that. But I'm going to call her Domino. But basically, his fiance was like, the Witch Forest is where we can go to get Asta's arm healed. But it's not an easy place to get into. And she describes what the witch is like and how she treats men. This is basically like an island full of nothing but female wizards, which are all witches, and men are not tolerated at all. The death to men just for entering. So, and yeah, this is not a really good place to be. And especially for females that are used to be part of this, civilization and then left. If you come back, yeah, the witch is not gonna be happy with you. She's gonna see you as imperfection and unrealistic, basically trash, in other words. And yeah, she's pretty much gonna off you. But Noelle, I'm sorry, she was like, if this is the place where that Vanessa might go to, that she might think of, because we found out that Domino as well is from there, that then she has no choice but to go, no matter what the risk, to get that Vanessa back and heal Asta's arm. So her and Finro was very, sturdy about doing this. They don't care what happened. So this inspired Domino, and she was like, fine then, I'm going to join you. And then her husband, of course, Zell, he was like, I'm going to join. And Evan Mobile, she was like, I'm going to join. So we have Mobile, Domino, Zell, Finville, Noelle, of course, and they also picked up Asta and tied him down, which was funny. And they were like, look, you have to come with us, don't talk. They covered his mouth and they just dragged him off. So those are basically the 6 characters we have. So, and they get in front of this place, and it's funny because Zen's wife, of course, Domino, she was like, we can't go in because if we go in, they detect magic and we automatically be detected. So she's like, then what do we do to get in? And the exact moment that Noelle asks that, she's like, I'm happy you asked. And we get this funny moment where she's like, she does this little stand-up play, and she's basically 2 people on one. And the first person is someone who's selling this cloak that once you wear it, your presence is completely gone. No magic, no kind, no nothing. You cannot be sensed. It's boom. And the other person she was playing was basically the buyer. And the buyer was super excited to seeing this. And basically it was 30,000 gold for or I think jewels they use. This is the terminology. So for this cloak. And if you buy one, you get one free. And it was just hilarious because she was really serious, but then Noelle put out all this money, and she was like, no, I was just kidding. But Mobile cut out. She's like, you seem pretty serious, but then you got hesitant when you saw the money. And that's when Zell explained. She probably thought, too much about it, and didn't want to really accept money from friends. So, because we know these past couple of episodes, we've been getting their backstory and stuff like that, and how they met. So they have a really good relationship with all each other. So. But they use these cloaks, and the 3 girls on one umbrella, on one broomstick flying, wearing this cloak over them, were hugging each other. And then the guys are doing the same, because she only has 2 of these cloaks, sadly. She didn't have enough to split around, so they had to split into 2 groups of 30s and hug each other while wearing this cloak. And they did good to infiltrate. Problem is, Zell's bad habit of getting undressed occurred, and a tree branch ripped off his clothes, so all he had on was boxers and this special security golem that looks real cute and happy. that infiltrates that infiltrates, but it surrounds the area looking for intruders, spotted them. The instant that whole thing happened, the scenario, it was just right there in front of his face, and he's like smiling, and Asta and Finra was like smiling, hoping that it doesn't like go berserk mode, but it called his friends over, and they all started shooting like fireballs at it. So at Asta's group, and then them trying to run away from these golems ran into his wife Zella and her group, and their cloak fell off. Now the golems were after them as well, and half of the episode just them running from I want to say half the episode, but I would say like a good portion, probably like 2-3 minutes, is them running away from these golems. We also had this funny moment when Finral took advantage, and where they were running to the queen's chamber, because that's where they were going to talk to her. He kept on stopping by every time he saw a pretty girl, and here's my calling card, here's my calling card, here's my calling card. But they all rejected him. And in the last case, this seller, this merchant, which used wind magic and blew them all away, and they were all beat up and scarred. Nothing too serious, but just comical relief and hilarious. But thanks to Finra magic, they got away from these golems and out of the sight of the people, and they were actually able to sneak into the palace. Which, this is when things get very interesting, because they find Vanessa there on the floor, beaten, and the one who beat her was the queen of the witches. And she doesn't just have Vanessa beat on the floor, she actually has her foot on Vanessa, squishing her. And as you can imagine, Asta did not take very well at this at all. Actually, none of them did. They all got upset, especially Asta, though. And thanks to Finral, he charges at her, and he gets behind her to tackle her to get her off Vanessa. But these weird crows that we saw last episode, the ones that opened the door and grabbed Vanessa and they went back in and closed the door. These weird crows, they're Itachi type of crows. They actually heard, and they got on the way and stopped Asta. And they had him in the air, trapped. But thanks to Moel and Zella, they were actually able to free Asta from her grips. So now they all trying to attack her, and she told them, if you all attack me, you're all going to die here. And they were kind of upset, but at the same time wanted to continue their plan. And that's when the queen paused what she was going to continue to say, and she looks at her glass ball that she showed them where they're all laying down on the floor dead, and she looks at it, and then she says to herself something about, "Oh, you finally came sooner than I expected." And when we saw what she's talking about, she was talking about the son of the midnight eye, who we saw later on in the beginning of the episode. We did see one member in the farthest spine on Asta's group, so who reported it back to the chick with the salamander. So that was basically the end of the episode. As you see in the thumbnail, that dragon chick is coming with all these mages. So, but this was a really great episode. I was about to mention that Vanessa is the daughter of this lady. I'm sorry, excuse me. All of these witches that live here are descendants of her. But Vanessa is the one that she cares about the most, because that's actually her daughter, not just a descendant like everybody else is. And she had great hopes for her to control her string magic, so she can be able to learn and to control destiny. But she abandoned that dream to go with Captain Yami, so her mom was really upset and disappointed in her. Which that we got all that in the information, which I forgot to mention that. And that's when we got cut off to Asta and his group, not Vanessa, Noel and Funwell and what they were doing. But this was a really great episode. Feel bad with Vanessa, but manga readers, no spoilers, but I can't wait for what's to come. I know a lot of people are not gonna be ready. This is probably what's gonna really kick off Black Clover mainstream. It's already mainstream, but this might be what stops the hate train and maybe all the naysayers become yaysayers. Hopefully, this might be the arc, but only time will tell. But again, great episode. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. If you already watched it, go watch it again. Really great episode. I'm loving the graphics and animation. They've been doing way better in season 2 since they we started. Hopefully this continues for the rest and onwards. But that's all I have for you guys today. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all my notifications, or YouTube won't give it to you. And make sure you share with your family and friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.